The First World War has come to an end. Germany, Austria, Hungary had lost the war. Allied forces, USA, Britain, France, Italy had won the war. But many treaties were made. We have discussed about all the various treaties earlier. Now, there are some critical evaluations of the Treaty of Versailles. As I had told you earlier, that the Treaty of Versailles is very, very important. So, the main analysis or the evaluation of the Treaty of Versailles is that the Treaty of Versailles brought about peace in the world. The areas like Belgium, forcefully occupied by Germany, were evacuated. The principle of self-determination was upheld, and many new states like Poland, Finland, Czechoslovakia, etc. were born. Another good outcome of this treaty was that the League of the Nations was created for a purpose of maintaining world peace. League of Nations, as I told you earlier, after the First World War, for the first time, a national organization was born, just like we have UNO today. Okay, but the Treaty of Versailles was very unjust. Remember these terms, very, very important. The Treaty of Versailles was unjust, harsh, disgraceful, humiliating, economically crippling, and militarily emasculating for Germany, as it was a dictated peace. It stripped Germany to all its colonial possessions and enacted enormous compensations in the form of war indemnity. When Hitler came to power in 1933 AD, he tore this treaty to pieces. He began militarization of Germany, refused to pay war compensations, and conquer territories one after another, including Poland, Danzig, etc. Thus, the injustice done to Germany and the national insult hurled upon her through the Treaty of Versailles led to the Second World War in 1939. As I had told you, that the Treaty of Versailles was the main cause of the Second World War. Okay, now, so eventually we have discussed about the war, the peace treaties and everything. Now we come to the result of the war. Now what was the outcome of the war? What was the result of the war? So there are various points on which we can discuss. First of all is the loss of lives. So during the 4 years of war, about 80 lakh persons were killed. 60 lakh were disabled. Disabled means hands broken, legs broken, half of the body damaged, etc., etc. And above 1 crore and 20 lakh were wounded. Wounded means severely wounded. Nearly 80 lakh people were anonymously announced as missing. Even more number of people faced sufferings due to disease, famines and epidemics after the war. So when we talk about missing, missing means maybe they are dead and their bodies are not found. So they could be dead as well, but because the bodies were not found, so they come under the term of missing. And after the war, the bodies which were lying around everywhere, which were rotting, which were being eaten up by the animals, by the insects, these caused a lot of epidemics, and due to this epidemics, a large number of people died. Second is the heavy cost of the war. So financially, this war proved to be very destructive and costly. On the side of the Allies, the expenses of the war, Allies means Britain, France, USA, etc. It costed them 41,000 million pounds. And on the side of the Germans, it costed them 15,000 million pounds. The war also ruined many industries, farms and towns, which shattered the world economically. Then, the next point is the change of the political map of the world. The erstwhile empire of the Russia, Germany, Turkey, Austria, etc. were ruined by the royal dynasties in the despotic and autocratic manner. Before the World War I, after the war, democratic governments were established in these countries. The German Emperor William II fled and democratic government was set up there. People's Republic was set up in Russia after the revolution of 1917. Even in Italy, a republic was set up after the war. Many small states based on the principles of nationality and self-determination such as Poland, Finland, Latvia, Lithuania, Czechoslovakia, Romania, Yugoslavia were created. It also strengthened the freedom movement in Asia and Africa. Most of these nations, which had been under foreign rule, got their independence. Example, there are many countries who got their independence after the First World War. Although you must have read about history in 1947, India got its independence. So India got its independence after the Second World War. But mind it, during the First World War, many of the European countries have got their independence. The next was the rise of Nazi and fascist dictatorship. So the democratic setup in Spain, Germany and Italy failed to solve the post-war political economical problems of the people. This led to the rise of the Nazi dictatorship under Hitler and the Germany's under Mussolini in Italy. Within few years, which ended the war, communist parties took the real position under the Soviet constitution. Now, effect on England. After the First World War, England came to possess the German colonies and was also made the guardian of Palestine, Jordan and Iraq. She received some military equipments and cargo fleets of Germany as war compensation. Though she won the war, but had to suffer great financial loss during the war. Trade, politics, industries and culture were in the mess. It faced the problems of giving employment to the disabled soldiers, step up industries, make up loss of the cargo ships destroyed in the war, look after health security and defense of the people and overcome economic crisis. The position which England had long held as creditor of Europe passed from her to America. Now America was in a better position than England and England rightly came to be under America as it had taken quite a lot of loans from America. Next was giving impetus to nationalism. The war gave a great impetus to the principles of nationalism and self-determination. Empires having different cultures were dissolved and independent states having distinct cultures emerged after the war. For example, under the impulses of nationalism, Alsace-Lorraine was restored to France and Schleswig-Holstein was restored to Denmark. Now, also there was given a blow to racialism. Racialism means discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, color, etc. So the war gave a serious blow to racialism as promoted the feeling of fraternity among the people of the world. Before the war, the Europeans refused to mingle with the Asians and the Africans because they regarded themselves as racially superior to the Asians and Africans. However, during the war, the Europeans had to give up this feeling of racial superiority and fought shoulder to shoulder with the Asian and African soldiers. As a result, the feeling of racialism slowly came down. Now, world economic recession. When we talk about recession, means the downfall of the economy of the world. Due to the heavy cost of the war in terms of money and materials, there occurred an economic depression, general inflation and a high shoot up in the price of commodities because production and irrigation had become less, means cultivation had become less and the demand for food and the necessity items had increased. Eventually, the cost went up high, which the poor could not support. The European nations had to depend on American loans for relief and the European markets came under American influence. Next, emergency of USA as a world power. The USA was largely responsible for turning the table against Germany and the Axis powers and for the victory of the Allied powers. Had USA not entered into the power, I assure you, Germany would have been victorious over France and Italy and British. The armistice signed by Germany on November 11, 1918 was based upon US President Wilson's 14 points. Militarily and it mattered of finance, the USA emerged as the world's greatest power after the First World War. Because no war was fought on USA land, it was only producing arms and ammunition and supplying to the European countries and gaining most of the profit. It was also giving loans, money to the European countries. So thereafter it became rich and a power. Now the birth of the League of Nations. Before that we come to another point, seeds of the Second World War. As I had told you earlier, the Treaty of Versailles signed after the end of the First World War crippled, humiliated, humbled and tortured Germany and her friends like Austria, Hungary, Turkey and Bulgaria. Each one of these lost their territories and had to pay heavy war indemnities. They were forcefully disarmed and their armies were disbanded. Such harsh and unjust treaties hit the self-respect of these nations and filled them with a spirit of revenge. Hence, when Hitler came into power, he began to disregard the Treaty of Versailles and also he conquered the territories like Poland, Danzig and Austria, etc., which led to the outbreak of the Second World War. The birth of the League of Nations. So the League of Nations was an international organization founded during 1919 and 1920. Treaty of Versailles. The League was established in 1920 with the headquarters in Geneva. It had 58 members. The League's goal included disarmament, preventing war through collective security settlement disputes between countries, through negotiations, diplomacy, and improving global quality of life. The League lacked its own armed forces and so depended on the great powers to enforce its resolution. That is why the League of Nations was not successful. So the League began with 42 founding members. The League had 4 permanent members, that is Great Britain, France, Italy and Germany and Japan. Admission of new members required not less than 2/3 vote of the Assembly. The United Nations never became its member because the American Senate did not ratify the League's convent. Germany and her allies were not eligible to enter for the few years. Germany joined the League in 1926 and became the 5th permanent member of the League. Its organization. The principal organs of the League of the Nations was firstly the Assembly, secondly the Council, thirdly the Secretariat, fourthly the Permanent Court of International Justice. The International Labour Organization was specialized agency of the League with created apart from the Versailles Treaty. After a number of notable successes and some failures in 1920s, the League ultimately proved incapable of preventing aggression by the Axis powers in the 1930s. The onset of the Second World War suggested that the League had failed in its primary purposes. Later on, this League was converted into the United Nations organizations after the Second World War, which became really permanent. So we would be really reading about the organization, the national organization, in the next coming chapters. I hope you have understood and you will prepare your notes for the betterment of your future. Thank you. God bless.